What's going on, all my wrestling fans? I'm going to give my thoughts on what happened at WrestleMania 31 just a few hours ago. It was a good show, I thought, overall. There were some good parts and some parts, but overall it was a really good pay-per-view, a lot better than a lot of the other ones. So, thumbs up WWE. Alright, so the first match was a fatal four-way for the tag team titles. The champs, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, fighting the New Day, but not all of them. It was Big E Langston and Kofi Kingston. Then they have Los Matadores and the Usos. So they fought. There was a bunch of several really cool spots, and I think the major thing was the double, triple superplex backdrop, which was towards the very end, and it would be with everyone except for the Usos. And then when everyone flipped down and landed, Jay got up on the top rope, and right when he was about to jump, Cesaro tagged him. So Cesaro was the main man, and Jay jumped on Big E Langston to do a frog splash, and he went to pin him, but Cesaro grabbed him and threw him out, and they pinned him. So the Beats-wearing Cesaro and Tyson Kidd retained the tag team championships. The second match was the second annual Andre the Giant Battle Royal. My pick was Damien Mizdow. And, I'm sorry, on the last match, I did pick Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, so I got the first one right. But on the second match for the Andre the Giant thing, I was hoping that Damien Mizdow would win. And the very last people were The Miz, Damien Mizdow, and The Big Show. And I had previously hoped that it would come down to Miz and Mizdow, and then Miz would be like, hey, get the heck out of the ring, you're my stunt double. And Mizdow would be like, I don't want to, hesitating, and people would go, no, 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 no. And he's like, yes, go in there. And he would act like he's getting eliminated, and then at the last second, he'd eliminate Miz. But instead, for whatever reason, they decided to go with Miz and Mizdow against the Big Show at the very end, and the Miz was trying to tell Mizdow to go after and fight the Big Show, and Miz was like, nope, I ain't doing it. And so Miz was gonna fire him. Mizdow quit, and they threw Miz out of the ring, leaving Mizdow, a much smaller man, against the Big Show. And it kind of went back and forth, and you're thinking, oh, there was hope for Mizdow to win. And in the end, the Big Show threw him out, like he would, because he's got like 200 pounds on him. For this, I feel like it was really bad planning on WWE's part, because they spent all this time having the Mizdow be the stunt double for the Miz, and to have a payoff as, oh, okay, I throw you out, and then I quit, and then I get eliminated, and I win nothing. I understand wanting the Big Show to be the Andre the Giant winner because he's close to Andre the Giant's size, but to have a blow off like that stunk, in my opinion. No offense. That was probably one of the worst decisions I thought of the night. Because, like I said, you got weeks and months of the Miz and Mizdow working together, and you know they're going to turn on each other at some point, and Mizdow was going to have enough of it. And then to have him turn on him, throw him out, and then lose. Not a good shot, not a good test on my part. I think it was a fail, but that was the only thing I could think of. Then the third match was Orton and Rollins. I picked Rollins to win this one because he's the new guy, and it was a good match. They're back and forth, back and forth. The absolute best part of that match was the best part of the entire pay-per-view. At the very end, Seth Rollins went to curb stomp Randy Orton. When he jumped on his head, he basically jumped off his head and then went flat in the air, and then got an RKO. That was a heck of a feat on Seth Rollins' part. He is very athletic, and he's going to go really far as long as nothing bad happens to him. And so I called that one wrong. Then you had Sting versus Triple H. Sting's very first match in the WWE, and you had him come out, do a bunch of Sting mask people wearing, like, playing the band, and then you had Triple H come out to a Terminator theme. And anyone who's watched WrestleMania in the past, Triple H comes out with the King of Kings helmet and skull and everything, and this one was a metal robotic thing on him with a red laser eye, and he was scanning the crowd trying to find Sting, which, anybody old enough to know what Terminator's about thought that was cheesy. If you're a little kid, you're not going to think, ooh, that's cool. You're thinking, what the heck is this? I don't understand what's going on. Why is everything red, and why is he looking over the crowd? Kind of cheesy, but whatever. So the match was pretty cool. They were fighting back and forth, and then, of course, since there's no disqualification, that means Triple H's goons are going to come along. So all of a sudden, hit the music, DX comes out, and then it's Billy Gunn, X-Pac, and Road Dogg come out there, and then they interfere, and then here comes the NWO, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan, and they're helping Sting, which I thought was weird because in WCW, I believe they were against each other. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then Shawn Michaels came out at some point, kicked Sting, and then Sting had the bat, Triple H had the sledgehammer, and Sting broke his sledgehammer by hitting the sledgehammer stick, and they started beating him up, and then Sting went to hit him in the splash in the corner, and Triple H hit him with a sledgehammer, pinned him 1, 2, 3. Another possibly bad call, and I mean, it's kind of cool because everyone was pretty sure Sting was going to win, so it was nice to see Sting not win because WWE keeps you on your toes. You're like, oh, okay, Sting's only here for one match. He's going to win. Nope, he lost. At the end, they shook hands and had respect for each other. So maybe Sting will be back next year. I'm predicting he'll be back and maybe fight the Undertaker. Maybe that will be the Undertaker's last match. And so then you have the next match was the only Divas match on the thing on the WrestleMania card, and that was AJ Lee and Paige, who were battling against each other a little bit against the Bella Twins. And the very beginning part, AJ Lee kept getting, she would be on the corner and then someone would knock her off and then she'd fall down and like she was sleeping on the side. Like, is she fighting in this match or is she just gonna hang out? I thought she like broke a leg or a rib or something earlier than that, and they had to like, alright, Paige, you're carrying the ball. But she kept doing it. She'd stand up. Oh, okay, she's doing it. Wham! She gets knocked on the floor. Oh, AJ's back. Wham! She gets knocked on the floor. And finally, she got to fight. And then she got around and she got the Black Widow and tapped out Nikki Bella, which I'm sure AJ Lee will give against Nikki Bella and say, hey, I made you tap out. I want a shot at that Divas Championship. So that was a good one. I called that one. And then you had Rusev versus John Cena. I predicted John Cena would win only because John Cena likes to say he wants new talent and new people to fight, and then he squishes them, kind of like he did Bray Wyatt last year. Bray Wyatt was ascending up, and he was doing really good. He was beating all kinds of people. He met John Cena at WrestleMania, and went straight down. So I don't know what the heck they're doing there because John Cena wants more names to fight at the top. He's been doing this for years and years and years, and he needs to take some time off, but he can't take time off when he's the only #1 guy, and you have all these other people, Bray Wyatt, fighting to get to the top, and you keep squishing him down to the ground. Like I said, look what happened to him after last year. So like I said, then Rusev, he's been undefeated, and then he goes at the very end, and then he hits Lana, knocks her off, and then John Cena hits with an attitude adjustment, pins him 1, 2, 3. So what are they going to squish him like they did Bray Wyatt, like they did Bray Wyatt last year? Now Rusev's gonna, oh, now I've been beaten, now what do I do? And so it looks like he was yelling at Lana at the end, so they're probably split up, or who knows, maybe they'll get back together. Maybe they're like every other couple, they fight and they get back together. Then you had Stephanie and Triple H come out, and they were bloating and being all, we beat Sting, we beat all of you, we beat the millions of people, and then The Rock came out. It was the first time I wasn't too excited about The Rock coming out. Don't get me wrong, The Rock is my hero. He is the most electrifying man in all of entertainment. But who cares? He's not fighting anybody. He's just like, comes out. He didn't make a difference. So anyway, he came out, was talking to Stephanie, and then he was saying all this stuff, and then back and forth, and she slaps him. Like, oh, you're gonna hit a woman? She's like, there you go, get out of my ring. And he steps out, starts walking around the ring, and then it clicked. He walked right past his mom and his daughter, who were in the front row, and he walked right there next to who they showed earlier that night, Miss Ronda Rousey, the current UFC Women's Champion, and the baddest woman on the earth. And so he's like, would you like to help me? And she stepped over. She came over, walked in the ring with him, and then they had a little back and forth, and then Triple H and The Rock battled back and forth, and then Stephanie McMahon was like, got caught up by Ronda Rousey, and she thought she was going to break her arm, which she wasn't going to. And then Triple H and Stephanie left with their tails between their legs, and you left with The Rock and Ronda Rousey. Then they left, and the next segment was The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. Once again, this could have gone either way. You got The Undertaker that got beat last year by Brock Lesnar, which shocked everybody. The most shocking moment in wrestling history, I believe, because he was 21-0. And then Brock Lesnar, a part-timer. okay, he's gonna lose the Undertaker like everybody else and then go back. And then the Undertaker beat him, and everyone was shocked. I was shocked. So it's Undertaker's back. You haven't seen him in a year. You don't know what he's gonna look like. He looked much better than he did last year. Last year he looked very old. He still looked very old this year, but his arms looked a lot nicer, so it looked a lot buffer and everything. So it's like, all right, cool. He's not an old senile, old crazy guy that's out here fighting people and doesn't know what he's doing. So he was fighting Bray Wyatt, and he kept going back and forth, back and forth. Tombstone power driver, Sister Abigail, Tombstone power driver, and then at the very end, Bray Wyatt went to go for Sister Abigail, and then he spun around, and then he got him the Tombstone power driver, pinned him 1, 2, 3. Right now, Bray Wyatt is not looking too good. He lost last year to Cena, went straight down. And he lost to The Undertaker. Hopefully he doesn't go straight down. I'm not a huge Bray Wyatt fan, but I do respect what he's doing and all the hard work he's putting in, and for them to keep crushing him down. I don't know who he messed with, which one of Vince McMahon's family members he pissed off. I don't know if his dad, the IRS guy, like audited Vince McMahon or something. That's all I can think of, and like got the government part of him. But man, Bray Wyatt is having bad luck. Better than his brother Bo Dallas, but still. I mean, he's been working really, really hard. He carried that entire promo. Undertaker didn't do anything, and Undertaker shows up for the first time in a year and beats him, and the whole time he looked like he was going to die. My theory is Undertaker's going to come back next year and fight Sting, and hopefully, that will be his last match. I don't think the streak should have ever ended, and now it's just kind of like, oh, you got 22-1, and now you're going to have 23-1 or 22-2. Nobody cares. Like, he's cool, like, I respect him, but why'd you have to end the streak? If you're going to end the streak, do it on his last match, and he should never come back. No offense, because it's such a monumental thing. And then the next match was for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar was kicking Roman Reigns' butt, and Roman Reigns kept laughing like, ha ha, you can't beat me, keep doing what you want. And I was just laughing, and they're both bleeding. And then towards the end, they were both beat up really bad, and all of a sudden somebody's music hit, and I couldn't tell who it was. And you look over there, and it's Seth Rollins, and like, that's not right. You're supposed to wait for the match to be over. He did what no one has ever done. He came in during a match and said he wanted to fight, and it became a triple threat match. So they went back and forth for just less than a minute, and then what's his name? Brock Lesnar was going to F5 Seth Rollins, and then Roman Reigns speared him, and then I think Roman Reigns got the curb stomp done to him, and then Rollins rolled him up and pinned him 1, 2, 3, and then he became the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, I was very happy. I mean, I wasn't very happy. I would be more happy if Brock Lesnar would have won, because he's a beast, and I said, and like everyone else, tired of Roman Reigns being shoved down your throat. I'm more happy that Roman Reigns didn't win than Brock Lesnar losing, so I can live with Seth Rollins winning. I'm very anxious to see what happens at Raw next night. I don't speak well. Anyway, I'm looking forward to see what happens at Raw tomorrow night. That should be really good. What are your thoughts on WrestleMania 31? I thought it was a really good WrestleMania. It was better than last year's, and yeah, a lot of good matches. Just a couple of misses, in my opinion. But guess what? You can't make everyone happy. There was like 10 things that happened there. You're not going to get everything you want. You know why? Because you're not the WWE. There are thousands upon millions of people who watch that, and not everyone's going to be happy. But it was entertaining. I predicted 4 out of 9 of the wins. Not too shabby. But it was nice having 5 that didn't call. Like I said, I didn't think Seth Rollins was going to come in. I was hoping Brock Lesnar was going to win. I was leaning towards Roman Reigns getting the win, but I am very thankful that Rollins came in and saved the day. He is no longer your Mr. Money in the Bank. He is your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And that's about it. Comment below, subscribe, like, share. Tell me what you think. I'm curious what you think. Do you agree? Was there any matches you thought you hated? Because I like most of them. There was only a few. The Sting one was a shocker. I don't really care because I'm not a Sting fan. I never watched WCW. I didn't have cable back in the day. I wasn't that lucky. Like I said, the only one that really, the The Bray Wyatt and the Cena one, that one was kind of confusing. The Bray Wyatt and Undertaker, why you would smash Bray Wyatt, and the Rusev John Cena one, why you would crush Rusev. Rusev, gosh. Anyway, like I said, comment, like, subscribe, share. You know what to do. Later, everybody.